Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sportman16 here once again, and well, I'm going to be making a bit of a tier list here. And what is this tier list, you might ask? Well, it is a tier list of ranking every dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution 2, or just more or less so prehistoric reptiles. And as you can see, all the dinosaurs and prehistoric species are all here, even every DLC ones. Now, one thing that I will say before we get on with this tier list, I'm going to be switching in and out of two different sites, being the tier list site here and the site here that will give me the names of all the dinosaurs because I am, well, not the greatest at remembering dinosaur names, and I definitely will be butchering some names because I'm difficult with pronouncing, well, long dino names, unless I have heard them enough times to know. And the way how I am going to be ranking these dinos is just simply off of their looks alone. And their explanations for being on the list is going to be brief because with all of the dinosaurs that were in the base game and all the DLCs that were included, we're at 122 dinos to cover. So the tier list is pretty much as followed. The faves being my absolute favorite dinosaurs, to ones that I really like, but not liked enough to be my favorites. Ones that I deem to be okay are pretty much they're not they're not great, but yet they're also not bad at the same time. The ones in here are just like meh, I don't really care too much about them. And of course, the bottom ones are the ones that I actively do not like. And just a bit of a spoiler here, there's going to be quite a few that are probably going to end up in the okay or meh category because there's quite a few of them. So, without further ado, we're going to get this list started. And one final note, any dinosaurs on the list that have like different variants of like say Giganotosaurus with his Dominion look, it'll be added onto the list as well. So to pretty much kick off our list is pretty much our first carnivorous theropod in Acrocanthosaurus. Now, what do I think about Acrocanthosaurus? Well, I will say in terms of just the body design alone, it's what I would call the more or less like generic theropod carnivore, and a large one at that. But the skins that he has in the game are definitely making up for the rather generic kind of bland look. But for Acrocanthosaurus, he's okay. Next is Albertosaurus. His he does also fall under the generic sort of carnivore theropod look, but he has these like eyebrow like crests on top of his head. Does that really make him any better than Acrocanthosaurus? Well, not really. Now, moving on to Allosaurus, and also going to be including his, if I remember correctly, his appearance from Battle at Big Rock. So, Allosaurus, oh yeah, I really like this guy. And not to mention, or pretty much to mention, my my liking towards Allosaurus was held by the Walking with Dinosaurs series and the one special that Allosaurus had, which was the Ballad of Big Al. Definitely loved watching that. So that kind of pushed up Allosaurus to a lot more liking for me. Now, its Battle of Big Rock appearance, I would honestly say it's an okay look for me. I kind of prefer more of the original Allosaurus compared to the Battle of Big Rock Allosaurus, but it just is. Now, our first sauropod on the list is a Margosaurus. If it didn't have these big old spines or spikes on the back of its neck, he would definitely be in the not light category. But really, he's still within the meh category. I don't really care too much for a Margosaurus. I tried using him in a park once, but it was just not my. I just didn't find it interesting. Yes, I pretty much just said right then and there that I do own Jurassic World Evolution 2, but very unfortunately, I do not own any of the DLC. Yeah, none of it at all. And trust me, there are a few DLCs that I would really like to have. But moving on to a classic dino, the Ankylosaurus. Truly an amazing look for him, but my only gripe with this Ankylosaurus is the length of its legs. They look kind of uncomfortably long for what they are, but other than that, he ain't bad. He's in the okay category. But what's not in the okay category is our next dinosaur, Apatosaurus. The most generic, bland looking sauropod in the whole game. And honestly, he's just meh. I don't care too much. Now, for our first, whatever he's called, the a name that I can't pronounce, Archaeornithomimus. Yeah, definitely butchered that. The first of what I would just call the Gallimimus look. And I'll be honest, this is probably where most of dinosaurs of this type are going to end up. Is pretty much the meh category. Because I just don't really care too much for dinosaurs of that kind. But anyway, on to Baryonyx, our first piscivore or piscivore, however you pronounce that. When seeing him in Fallen Kingdom and causing what's his name to scream like a girl, funny as hell moment right there. But where do I put Baryonyx? Um, he's in the okay category. It's like nothing really too much to write home about. But next, we have a truly classic dinosaur in the Jurassic franchise, Brachiosaurus. And I do believe they did put the JP3 version right here, so we're going to place that there. But where do I place Brachiosaurus? Honestly, he's one of my more light sauropods, so he's definitely in the really light category, and especially the JP3. I'm assuming those are the male ones, but I don't know 100%. But yeah, I do like Brachiosaurus. Camarasaurus. Ugh. I do not like the look of its head. But honestly, he's okay. He's fine for the sauropod shape, just not so much his head, and I don't even think that his mouth even fully closes. Not 100% sure about that, because I don't use Camarasaurs all too often. Now, Carcharodontosaurus. I mean, he's definitely one of the better looking large carnivores, but the thing that I did not like is in his in his hatchery release animation is where the camera just zooms in on his head and we see how his eyes are, how they're not looking more forward than they should be. But what do I think of Carcharodontosaurus? I would say he's okay. Although I am now thinking about putting in just a I like it but not really like it category. And that's pretty much exactly what I'm going to do. Add row above and put it as like. I'm saying like I like it, but I don't massively like it. And switch the color to that. There we go. And that's where Carcharodontosaurus is going to be, as well as Baryonyx. Do the others in the OK category move? Not really. And one more change being the meh be changed to green, and the don't like gets changed into gray. There we go. Now this is more like it. Now, oh boy. Carnotaurus. Oh man. You can tell by my reaction how I feel about Carnotaurus. He is the first in the favorites category because, oh man, what the game did with Carnotaurus was just amazing. So much so that Carnotaurus is just straight up my favorite dinosaur in the entire game because he looks amazing. His colors are not like awful by any means, but his animations, especially his hunting animations, are just the best because practically all of them have him utilizing his head. Whether it be sending a goat into the air, a Gallimimus into the air, or headbutting in his social animation, or even when he takes down a Hadrosaur, knocks him down, he trips over the said Hadrosaur, then does not hesitate to turn back around and chomp down the neck. That's all I can say. I absolutely love this iteration of Carnotaurus. And hopefully they keep it that way when Jurassic World Evolution 3 comes out in October. Anyway, moving on to our first pterosaur, being that of Sciarodactylus. What I would say about Sciarodactylus is, well, I like him. Not a whole lot, but I do like him. Now, Ceratosaurus. Known for the crest on his snout, and the first and I think only time he was ever seen in the Jurassic films was Jurassic Park 3, when the Kirbys and Dr. Grant were basically digging through the Spino poo to find the satellite phone that somehow made it through the Spinosaurus's digestive system. But anyway, where do I put Ceratosaurus? I like him. And I'm just gonna say this as well, that when talking about Ceratosaurus, it just reminds me of watching this supposedly dino documentary series called Jurassic Fight Club, which let me remind, or I'll pretty much say, is it's kind of more of a series, just kind of a bit more for entertainment value, not really so much for paleo accuracy, because trust me, they missed the point on that one. And for some reason we don't know, Jurassic Fight Club just has it out for Ceratosaurus. to just be picked on and killed off by Allosaurus. I mean, seriously, Jurassic Fight Club just hates Ceratosaurus. But anyway, moving on. So we now have our first ceratopsian, being that of Chasmosaurus. Well, for being the first ceratopsian, he ain't all that bad, but nothing really too spectacular, so he's in the okay category. And now moving on to our first stegosaur, being that of Chunkingosaurus. One of the first of these stegosaurs to have these spikes come out from behind their front legs, or in this case, their shoulders, which honestly I like, thus putting him in the light category. Excuse me. Next, we have our first little carnivore in Coelophysis. I have used Coelophysis before when I made a park in Isla Sorna, or as I called it, Isla Sporna, because it just kind of works. I used Coelophysis for two enclosures, being Dilophosaurus and Spinosaurus. But what do I think of him just as an individual dino? He's alright. Then moving on to something even smaller, the Compsognathus, or just simply Compies. Oh man, these are some truly tiny little terrors. If you guys were to have seen The Lost World, or for someone like me who has seen that one truly horrendous image of the Compies and what they did to the poor little baby, if you know, you know. But where do I put the Compies? They're okay. Now to our first, if I am saying this right, hadrosaur, being the Corythosaurus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Corythosaurus. I would say for hadrosaurs like this, they're okay. Next is what we got here. Cretinthon. See, this is what I said at the beginning of the video. There was going to be some dinosaur names that I couldn't begin to figure out how to pronounce them, but it's basically another ankylosaur, a smaller one. And from what I see here, I'll say he's alright. Now, if I remember, this is Cryolophosaurus, known for his little crest on his head, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big fan of. And really, he's just meh. I don't really care too much for Cryolophosaurus. Now for our first raptor, being Deinonychus. Apparently, its distinct feature is the fin crest on its head. And for some reason, some of y'all who have played Evolution or Evolution 2, for some reason, just are not a big fan of this guy. But I honestly say he's okay. He ain't terrible, but he's really not any better than some of the other raptors in this game. And speaking of, does this version of Dilophosaurus even count as a raptor of some sort? Because yeah, I'm very well aware of what Dilophosaurus is really like. Because one, the frill on its neck should not even be there in the first place, and the fact that Dilophosaurus is much bigger than what the movie franchise makes him out to be. But what do I think of Dilophosaurus? I like him. That's all I can really say. I like him. Now on to, I believe this is Dimorphodon? Yep, Dimorphodon. He's a tiny little pterosaur, but he I would say he's okay. Now, on to an old timely favorite sauropod of mine, Diplodocus, or as my as my mom pronounced it at one point, Diplodocus. I still chuckle every time. But what do I say about Diplodocus? Well, after originally seeing it in Walking with Dinosaurs, the original, they didn't stray too far. And I will say, I like him. Now, Draco Rex. Yeah, I believe this is Draco Rex. Yep, okay, yeah, Draco Rex. I will say, for having a pretty awesome name, the look of him is kinda, well, as the tier name implies, kinda meh. Although I could bump him up to just okay. Yeah, he's just okay. Now, moving on to Dreadnoughtus. Now, if I saw correctly, yep, here we go. Gonna also include his Dominion look. My thoughts on the base form Dreadnoughtus is much like with Camarasaurus, I do not like the shape of its head. Base form Dreadnoughtus is meh, but Dominion Dreadnoughtus, oh man, do I really like this one. I just love how the way it looks. Mainly, I also do just like the big thickness of his legs. Very truly tree trunk-esque. Now, this is Dryosaurus. Okay, Dryosaurus. I've never really used him much at all, or unless Dryosaurus is a DLC dino. He's really just mad from what I'm seeing. Next is, I believe this is Edmontosaurus. He's okay. Although I do like the colorful colors on his head. Oh, on to our first marine reptile in, I believe this is Elasmosaurus. Yep, this is Elasmosaurus. And I believe he's like a type of, if I remember correctly, a type of plesiosaur. You guys are more than welcome to correct me in the comments, by all means. But where do I put Elasmosaurus? He's okay. Another Ankylosaur. This is Eoplocephalus. Just pretty much another Ankylosaur, and I believe I did look at him in the species viewer once, and he has like a different club tail than the rest. He's okay. Now we have Gallimimus, a classic Jurassic dinosaur that one unfortunately had to succumb to the jaws of Rexy. So where do I put Gallimimus? He's okay. Alrighty, Giganotosaurus. What do I think about Giga? Well, the base form Giga, I've grown to like him a little bit because of the colors that I've seen. But Dominion Giga, oh man, do I really like this guy. Although I will say, I feel as though Giga was done dirty in Dominion, especially at the end of the film when he was killed off, when Rexy just shoved him into Therizinosaurus's claws. Because, I mean, did the Giganotosaurus really do anything wrong in that film? Not really. He was just being territorial, from what I've seen. That's all there is. Looks cool, but I feel as though he's been done dirty yet in the film at the end. But still, amazing dino for the look. Next we have, where are you? Gigantospinosaurus. I think this one has like the biggest shoulder spikes out of all the other stegosaurs on here. And to always what I've said, these guys I do like because of the fact that the shoulder spikes. Who's this guy? Herrerasaurus. Yeah, shows how much I I don't really use them much. What do I think about Herrerasaurus? Meh. I don't really care much for Herrerasaurus. Okay, Homalocephale. Uh, what do I say about this adorable little guy? Despite the fact that this guy has been sacrificed way too many times by a certain dino YouTuber, Evolution Square, I'm talking to you, but joking this aside, I've only just recently started to use Homalocephale in my newest park, being Sporosaurus Park in Oregon, because I did decide to just make a little enclosure for Homalocephale, and I say I like the little guy. He's very small. I do find him cute, and again, I was just joking about what I said about Evolution Square. Love her content, really do. Now on to Ichthyosaurus, whom basically just looks like a prehistoric dolphin. I will say I do kind of like Ichthyosaurus despite its big beady eyes. I still like it. Iguanodon. All right, another classic. What do I think about Iguanodon? Well, after seeing Iguanodon in the very well done yet very underrated Disney's dinosaur film, because well, I liked Aldar and all that. I've grown to like Iguanodon. Now, oh boy, we truly got some big boys here, or really say one boy and one girl. Indominus Rex and Indoraptor. There's no beating around the bush. These two are immediate faves. Because, oh man, how much of a awesome monster Indominus Rex was. And for me, I just truly liked the look and coloring of Indoraptor. That's all I can really say. Both of them are just, to me, badass looking dinos. And I will make a mention to Goji Center for what they've done to these guys to make 2.0 upgraded versions of them, which really love them. And if I feel as though I want to, I can link you guys to the Indominus 2.0 and Indoraptor 2.0 mods on Nexus Mods for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And I have also taken the time to extract the mods and convert them over into XPS/XNA Lara on my DeviantArt account, so I'll probably link that too. Yeah, I know, sort of a plug in there. I just had to. I had to. Sorry. Moving on. I believe this is Kentrosaurus. Yep, Kentrosaurus. He is pretty much another case of a cool little stegosaur with shoulder spikes. Instant like. Now, Liopleurodon. Oh man, does this marine reptile take me back? Back to when first seeing it back with Walking with Dinosaurs, where it just came out of the water and just grabbed that what was it I think it was Eustrictus spondylus right off the rocks, and then just go in, just lunging its attack on that poor ichthyosaurus that was one to try and give birth to its unborn pup, and then yeah. But yeah, the thing of it is with Liopleurodon here, much smaller than what Walking with Dinosaur showed it. But to me, this one I really like because he does have that crocodilian-esque look to him, and just want to say with crocodiles and really just crocodilians in general are like my favorite animal of all stinking time. I really grew to like this version of Liopleurodon, even if some people don't agree with that or wouldn't agree with that. Next up, I believe this is Sciarodactylus. Oh no, Marodactylus. I've already done Sciarodactylus. Remember? Right here. Eh, when the two pterosaurs look almost identical. But anyway, Marodactylus. I've actually grown to like Marodactylus more than Sciarodactylus. I mean, he's still going to go into the like category, and maybe at the end of this video, I'll probably rearrange these guys to how they would be more placed. Because again, we still got a lot more dinosaurs to go. So hopefully you guys are pretty much sitting pretty comfy and enjoying like some snacks and beverages, because when it comes to something like this, these videos are long. Next up, we have Myosaura, another hadrosaur. I will say it's okay. Oh, Majungasaurus. I I was gonna say not a fan of the head shape, but still kind of a meh to me. Now this is, I believe, Mamenchosaurus. Yeah, Mamenchosaurus, a sauropod with a very long neck. But I will say it's an okay sauropod to me. Now, if I remember, this is Metrocanthosaurus. I do kind of like the striping on its head, so you're okay. Oh, here we go. Mosasaurus. Oh man, what can I say about Mosasaurus? Despite the fact that I really like this marine reptile, one thing that I really wish they should have done with this Mosasaurus was giving him that forked tongue. That forked tongue would have made him look so much better. And yes, I have seen the Jurassic World Rebirth Mosasaurus. He's big. Probably, I think I'd probably say he might be bigger than Jurassic World's Mosasaurus, but don't really know. And I do like the coloring of it. And just the fact that Mosasaurus teaming or basically having a sort of a symbiotic relationship with the Spinosaurus, amazing. Can't wait to see how that plays out. Next up, we have, I believe this is Metaborasaurus. Just gonna double check. Yep, Metaborasaurus. Known for having the form on it, or the snout to give out bellowing calls. And I think it was in Walking with Dinosaurs, I think. Yeah, during the polar episode, where we looked at the polar dinosaurs. He's okay. Yeah, you can see just how big the okay section and like section is becoming already. Next up, Nasutoceratops. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, Nasutoceratops. I will say this is definitely my favorite ceratopsian. Like, I've used it a few times in previous parks. I think it's just because of how the way the horns are shaped with the rest of the head shape, and it just feels right to me. To me. But yeah, that's Nasutoceratops. Okay, next up being Nigerosaurus. Ugh. Ugh. You are just a mad dinosaur because just the puffy face it has is just ugh. No siree. I mean, it sounds nice, but other than that, it's just no. Okay, you are Nodosaurus. I think this is a type of ankylosaur that doesn't have like a club tail at the end. From what I see, you're okay. Now, this is or Oloro Olorotitan. Ugh. We can definitely see the distinct feature of that head crest on the back of its head. I would say, you're just meh. And this is Oranosaurus. Yeah, you're a man too. Yeah, I know. I probably know for a fact that these placements are making a lot of y'all probably disagree on my choices, but again, you guys are entitled to your opinion. You guys can tell me where you would place these guys. Just don't don't be mean about it. Be civil about it, about your choices. So yeah. Pachycephalosaurus. Uh, boy. What do I say about Packy? He's he's alright to me. Although when I look at the image like this, he looks like he just has like a big balding head. Uh, that felt a little mean. But moving on to another classic, Parasaurolophus, known for having the crest and be able to be able to make such big trumpeting horn sounds. I like him. Now, okay, which one are you? Are Pentaceratops. Judging by the looks of your image, you got some skinny legs for a ceratopsian, but the head crest and horns make up for it. I do kind of like you. Okay, this I believe is the classic plesiosaur. Yep, the classic plesiosaur. What some people thought what the Loch Ness monster was, or probably still think is. But what do I think of plesiosaurus? He's alright. Nothing too much to write home about. Now, this I believe is Polacanthus. Yes, Polacanthus. I honestly really like this one. This one is like one of my more favorite ankylosaurid, if that's how you want to call it. I just really like all the spike placements on him. And I have used him at least like once or twice in previous parks. So yeah. This I believe next is Proceratosaurus. Yeah, Proceratosaurus. He's just another man to me. Now, Pteranodon, the classic pterosaur. And thus we have I guess this is the Jurassic World version and the Jurassic Park 3 version. I would say with the Jurassic World version, it's okay, but the JP3 version, I do like it, especially with the skins that it comes with. Now, I haven't mentioned a lot about the skins because there's still a lot of dinos that I haven't looked at the skins at yet. So yeah. Next is, if I remember how to pronounce this correctly, being the Shinjosaurus. And I honestly really like this one. Like, I've seen how he's looked, and I did use him in a previous park. I like him a lot. but not so much to be a fave, although he could be bumped up to a fave if I decide to use him in a park again someday. But I digress. Next up, we have, who is this? Sorapelta. An Ankylosaur with the shoulder spikes. You know where you go. Like. Okay, now we have, this is, Sinoceratops. Now, one thing that I did like about it is the head crest, and I don't really know for sure if it's supposed to have the holes in the crest, but I like him. Now, ooh, here we go. Spinosaurus. After mentioning him a few times, we now come to him. Oh boy. What people's feelings were about Spinosaurus when Jurassic Park 3 came around and when that one fight scene with that male T-Rex. And then pretty much after the fight, the Spinosaurus proceeded to just snap the T-Rex's neck, and practically everybody in the Jurassic fandom hated him. But I didn't. I didn't hate Spinosaurus for that. But I definitely have been seeing as the years went on, people have definitely just decided to toss away their hatred for Spinosaurus and have really grown to like him. And oh boy, the rebirth version of Spinosaurus, so amazing. But where do I place Spinosaurus on my list? Oh, I definitely like him. Not a fave, but definitely like him. And definitely looking forward to seeing what more will be in store for the rebirth Spinosaurus. Now we have another classic dino in Stegosaurus. Oh boy, Steggy. What do I think of Steggy? I like him. Because sometimes you just can't go wrong with a classic dino. And I feel as though there would be a lot of disagreement if I actually put Stegosaurus any lower. But yeah, classic. Next is, I believe this is Struthiomimus. He's pretty much like the others and just going to go to, meh. Well, besides Gallimimus. Anyway, Stygimoloch. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, Stygimoloch. He quickly became my favorite of the Packies, all the Packy-like dinos. I grew to like him because I just recently used him in my Sporosaurus Park. And that's all I can really say. I grew to like him. Now we have Styracosaurus. Definitely one of the more light ceratopsians for me. I mean, yeah, I do like him. Next, we have Suchomimus. A bit of a like a sort of like a devolved Spinosaurus. I have used him before, and I do like him. And that's all I can really say. Okay, I believe this sauropod or pterosaur. When brain doesn't want to say the right words. This, I believe, if I remember, this is Tapajara for the big crest on its head. Meh. He's just meh. Now this is, I believe, a Torosaurus. Right, Torosaurus. Yeah. To me, he just looks nearly identical to Triceratops. It's just that the head crest is shaped a little different. He's okay. Now, as for Triceratops, he is just yet another old classic dino. I like him. Now, if I remember Troodon with those big old bulbous eyes, he's just meh. Which pterosaur is this again? the the Trump the Trump the Trump Trump pterosaur name that I can't pronounce. He well, normally has like the shape of his beak. He's honestly okay. Then we have um I'm not gonna even begin to try and pronounce what this was. Like was like it's like the T silent or something. Synatosaurus. Like, please tell me if that T is silent. And the feature on top of his head is no. Tylosaurus. Just recently used him in my Sporosaurus Park. He's honestly alright. Well, I do kind of like him a bit. Oh, here we go. The best, baddest one of them all. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Where do I put T-Rex at? Yeah, I did just briefly mention best, but to me, he's not. But I still really like him. Or her. So yeah, if anyone is to be upset by this decision, yeah, just be happy I'm not putting T-Rex somewhere around like in the okay or meh. I still really like T-Rex, and it does have some good colors to him. I especially do like the movie variants, especially my favorite being the male buck. I do like the male buck because with the combinations of those greens and those like reddish browns or whatever, I like it a lot. So yeah, T-Rex, really like it, but not a favorite. That's all I can say. Now I believe, yeah, this is to be the last of the base dinos, being that of Velociraptor. Oh yes, definitely do like the Velociraptors. And the movie skins really helped it, with my favorite being the Jurassic Park 3 quilled male raptors. Yeah, those quilled raptors in Jurassic Park 3 are male. And that's all I can really say. I just really like Velociraptor. Although I think a lot of us pretty much know now that Velociraptor in real life doesn't look exactly like this, being more completely coated in, being mostly coated in feathers, having a more sort of bird of prey like head, and being around half the size. But they just simply did this for the cool factor, as is pretty much for like almost all the other dinosaurs in this game. Anyway, we still got plenty more to go with the DLC dinos. So, to be kicking off the DLC dinos is, going back up, Attenborosaurus, the plesiosaur marine reptile named after the one, the only Sir David Attenborough, one of the best narrators of all time, if not the best narrator of all time. And knowing that he has now reached 99 years old, or is about to, whenever this video goes up. But what are my thoughts on Attenborosaurus? I will say I'll put him in the like just for being named after David Attenborough. Just gonna leave it at that. Next we got what pterosaur is this? Dear God Almighty, I am not going to begin trying to pronounce that name. Joestern. Yeah, not gonna bother trying to pronounce the rest. So, what do I think of this one? By the looks of it, he's okay. Okay, next we have Huangosaurus. Ugh. Although the shoulder spikes are not as prevalent as the rest, I would still say he's okay. Okay. This, I believe, is Megalosaurus. Yeah, Megalosaurus. By what I'm seeing here, I say I like him. Oh yeah, definitely getting a better, closer look at him. Yeah, he's definitely a like. Next, Pachyrhinosaurus. The only time I could ever remember Pachyrhinosaurus was in Disney's Dinosaur when he basically got hunted down by the absolutely gargantuan Carnotaurus. But honestly, I like him. I like him. One of the few ceratopsians to not have that nose horn. Okay. I do not know who you are. Where are you on the list? Where are you? Oh, here you are. Oh joy, another pterosaur with a difficult to pronounce name. Yeah, not gonna bother. Uh, but from what I see from you, uh, you're okay. I know probably some dino experts are probably a little frustrated with this list right now because of the fact that I just don't know a lot of these dinos or know a lot about these dinos. But moving on to Chronosaurus, the one who has, I would definitely say, the funniest shark feeding animation where he leaps up, latches on, struggles to break the shark in half, and then falls in. And for that, I like him. I really do. I think I should know this one. Minmi. It's just kind of a funny, really also kind of adorable name for something like this. I would say I'd say I like him just off of the adorable name. Minnie. uh, sorry, won't do that again. Um, let's see who this one is. Wuero, Wuerosaurus. This feels like kind of a lackluster stegosaur. You're in the meh. Okay, what we got here next is where is he on here? Monolophosaurus. Oh, interesting snout crest. You're a meh. Oh, okay, next we have Scorpius Rex. I do not like this guy at all. Because I'm not gonna beat around the bush, and for anybody who is a fan of this dinosaur, I'm just gonna say it. He is the most ugliest dinosaur in the game because of the head. That's all I gotta say. Yes, I know that Scorpius Rex was one of the first genetic hybrids ever made, but seeing that head is just. No. The rest of his body, fine. Like it a little. But the head, the whole entire head shape, just no. No, 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 no. Okay, that little tangent out of the way. On to Dimetrodon. I do say I do like Dimetrodon. One of the non-dinosaur land reptiles. And I do believe he was in Dominion in the I think it was like the cave scene. where one completely and utterly startled Alan Grant. Yeah. But yeah, moving on to Pyroraptor. I would honestly say I do like Pyroraptor, but I would say he does kind of have a slightly ugly face, but the body and the feathers make up for the somewhat hideous face. I say somewhat. Next, Quetzalcoatlus, the largest reptile, or the largest flying reptile to, well, fly. And man, the size of it in Dominion was woo-wee. But I will say, I definitely like Quetzalcoatlus. Would it be considered a fave? No. He's a really liked flying or pterosaur, but not a favorite. Hmm. Ooh, Verazenosaurus, known for its oof, sorry, Therizinosaurus, known for its big, meaty claws. For that, I truly do like Therizinosaurus. And if I remember correctly, in Dominion, that Therizinosaurus was blind and truly made a rather tension scene with Claire in that swamp. But yeah, really like Therizinosaurus. Ooh, Alamosaurus. Truly a chunky sauropod in ways. I would honestly say that he might actually be my favorite sauropod because of its features. Yeah, Alamosaurus, definitely my favorite sauropod. And in fact, I'm just going to make a quick change here to put Dominion Dreadnoughtus up there as well as my favorite sauropod. I just like those two a whole lot because of their chunkiness or their thickness, if you will. Okay, Austria Levenator. I never cared much for this one. Okay, well, maybe I'll bump him up to just okay. Because with the interesting name, Austria Levenator. Okay, who are you? You are where are you on this list? You up at the top? Oh, Barbaridactylus. Ah, how could I have forgotten this one? Barbaridactylus. I think I may have heard that the crest on its head is not supposed to look like that, but I'd say in all honesty, it's still okay. A Stychosaurus, if I remember that correctly. This is Stychosaurus. All right, I got it right. Stychosaurus. I'd definitely say he's one of my more liked plesiosaurs. So he's in the light. I think I'd probably say he may be my favorite plesiosaur. Okay, the Atrociraptor. Well, I definitely do like him. I mean, he's kind of a well, he's kind of like a very slightly lesser Velociraptor, but still light nonetheless. Okay, this I believe is Lystrosaurus. Let me just confirm that. There we go, Lystrosaurus. Very, well, he's a tiny little thing, and I would say for the absolutely adorable social animation it has, I like it. And just another case of like a small, rather cute little thing. But he's not the cutest one in the game. Okay, you Uh, Moros Intrepidus. Oh, now I remember. When I was first seeing this guy, I thought he was going to be bigger than what was being shown, but turned out he's a tiny little thing. But I still say he's okay. Now, this is, I believe, a Oviraptor? Oviraptor? Yes, Oviraptor. Oh boy. This thing is not really easy on the eyes. I think I would honestly say I'm just not a fan of this guy. Just, mm-mm. Sorry for anyone who is a fan of this dino. But moving on to Dino Kyrus. What some probably called the big fluffy duck. He's honestly alright to me. Now, here we go. If I remember looking at the name, J. Right. J. I really do like this absolutely tiny yet absolutely stinking adorable little flyer. And this to me is he is just the most adorable animal in the game because of those eyes. Because if that little guy were to land in front of me, I would scoop him up and just absolutely cuddle him all day long. He is just so stinking cute. And if you disagree on that, ooh, you are just wrong. Joking aside, absolutely adorable little pterosaur, if he's called that a pterosaur. And speaking of adorable little dinos, I believe this is Sinosauropteryx, if that's how it's pronounced correctly. Sinosauropteryx. Really tiny, really floofy, really cute. Like him. Although I will say I'm going to bump him even more to really like because it has such an adorable social animation. Now there is Utyrannus. If I remember, that's what it is. Yep, that's Utyrannus. Fluffy little, or just basically fluffy tyrannosaur of sorts. I do like him. I do like the pounding on him too. Huh. These next three I don't believe I've seen before. This, let's see who this is. Where are you on the list here? Oh man. Where are ya? Where are ya? Oh, crap, where is he? Where is he on the list? I think I probably. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I don't know where to find him on this list. Like, are these. What kind of DLC are these from? No. I don't know where to find these guys. Where are they? Oh, pooey. I can't seem to find them on the list here. It's either that or I am just blind. I am going to say for the sake of this, just gonna put these guys here for now, and I'll probably maybe do like a little pause and maybe try and find where these three dinos are in this game because I don't think I'm seeing them on this list here. Whoops. So I'm truly sorry for skipping these three dinos because I don't know if they're even in this game. But again, after I list the rest of these guys, I'm gonna stop and see where I can find these guys. But anyway, we're moving on to Arklon, the big sea turtle. I definitely like him. I definitely like my big sea turtle. He's basically like one of those the big leatherback sea turtles or sea tortoise. I think. Dunkleosteus. Oh yeah, yeah. I like this fish. And what's actually interesting about Dunkleosteus, for those who don't know, he's a he's a partially armored fish. Well, basically, the armor on him is basically his head, which can grow up to 2 inches thick, and the teeth, well, aren't actually teeth. They are actually extensions of his jawbones. And the very action of him using those teeth are like in the way of using scissors. Simply using the scissors keeps the blades, or in this case the jawbone extensions, sharp. And I do like his shark fin animation. Completely out of the water. Now, Nothosaurus. And for Nothosaurus, I do like him a little bit. Not so much to be, or not to be in the okay category, but just in the like category. Now we have the Shonosaurus, or is it Shonisaurus? I think it's like a potato thing, but I'm just gonna call it Shonosaurus. I do believe this is pretty much the biggest ichthyosaur of all time, and pretty much the biggest ichthyosaur in the game. And I do like them, especially with that one color scheme where it starts off as purple and then transitions to a light blue. Oh, love that one. Okay, next being Concavinator. I would say I like him a bit, especially the sound that he makes. So yeah, I like him. Gigantoraptor. I oddly like this guy, especially with some of the kill animations that he does, where he just steps on them or steps on their carnivores. And I think he does have one where he like just kicks one. I don't know for sure about that one, but anyway, Tarbosaurus. Uh, really, when you just think about it, it just looks like a slightly better T-Rex, slightly better, but I still like him. Oh yeah, Utahraptor. Oh yes, I I definitely love the Utahraptor. No, really, he's pretty much within my favorite raptors because he's pretty much also the most realistic depiction of a raptor. So yeah, definitely love Utahraptor. Oh, oh, is this like oh right, the different versions of Dimorphodon and Steggy? Well, they're still gonna go in their same placement. Where have I put them? Where did I put Dimorphodon? Where did I put him? Yeah, he's gonna go here because from what I'm seeing, it's not really that much different. Probably the same with this Stegosaurus too. I think this is the JP. I think this is like either Lost World or JP3 Stego. Where was Stegosaurus on this list? Okay, yeah, I'll just put him right here in the like because well, I still like Steggy. Okay, on to the other hybrids. And I think one of which is actually canon, which I, if I remember is Spinoceratops, which was in Camp Cretaceous. But we're first gonna place Ankylodocus. Oh man, how Ankylodocus first looked in the original Jurassic World Evolution game was just he was something. But in Evolution 2, massive improvement. And what I did like was when you release him in the hatchery, that the first thing that you see on the camera view is his head. Just to say like, hey, this Ankylodocus doesn't have an ugly head anymore. Go away. Epic Games ad pop up. But where would I put Ankylodocus? Definitely in the really liked category. Spinoceratops, on the other hand, it's honestly just okay to me. The Spinoraptor, oh yeah, I definitely do like the Spinoraptor. Really, yeah, really do like the Spinoraptor, but Stegoceratops, without a doubt, my favorite, my favorite hybrid, and possibly my favorite pretty much my favorite Ceratopsian in the whole game. Because what is there to say? I just like it a whole lot. All right, now we're on to our pretty much final four. Starting off with Megalodon. There's no being around the bush. Instant favorite. Because, holy cow, they made Megalodon just perfect. And the shark feeding animation completely out of the water in an arc, while at the very end of that animation, its tail slaps the back end of the shark that it didn't get. Oh, I just love it. And the skin sport too, where you can truly make it look like a tiger shark, being the bright orange with the stripes. Oh, just absolutely love it. This would be one of the DLCs that I would absolutely love to have just because of Megalodon, being the park manager's collection. Just love Megalodon. If I remember, this is Microceratus. Yeah, Microceratus. He's an adorable little one. I do like him because of the color features on its crest. Yep. Is this? I think this is Oh man. Uh. Yeah. When I stumble like this, that's how I know that I don't know what a dino is. Are you? Oh, Segisaurus? Segasaurus? I think it's Segisaurus. You're just a man. And then to our pretty much final dino, Thanatos Dracon. He's basically like pretty much a smaller Quetzalcoatlus. And honestly, I do like him. So, minus these three guys who I'm gonna have to look for after this. This is pretty much my Jurassic World Evolution 2 tier list. Whether you agree with this list or you disagree with my choices, that is all fine and dandy. You guys can comment down below where you would place your dinosaurs. And do I want to make any sort of changes to this list right now? Probably not. So I guess there's not going to be the case of like putting dinosaurs in different portions of the same tier list. But yeah, that'll just pretty much do it. So thank y'all for listening to me for possibly like well over an hour talking about where I place these dinosaurs. And you are more than welcome to drop a like, leave a comment as always. You can subscribe if you want to, but if you do subscribe and my channel is not your cup of tea, feel free to unsubscribe because it's not really gonna bother me anyways. So Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you, well, whenever I decide to upload again.